It's just like that. Absolutely unaffected. They come very near. They think of picking it. They are afraid. It's a strange animal, man. It doesn't behave like a fighting cock at all. I think they have brought some other animal to fight with us. It is unfair. Only cock should come and fight with us. Then finally, being afraid, after making their war dance and all these things, making a few steps, they turn back and go away. The king's cock has won. And the king is asking, "Hey trainer, what sort of training have you given? Look here, I have trained it to be absolutely immune to anything which happens in the outside world. So it is just like that. It's a Jivan Mukta lake. And naturally, nothing can affect a Jivan Mukta. No temptations, no war cries, no battles, no weapons. Nothing can affect them. He is absolutely immune to all that comes from outside. And there is a proverb in the Mahabharata, akrodhena jayat krodham. If somebody is angry, then how shall you conquer it? How shall you conquer it? Only by not showing any anger in return. The moment you return anger for anger, it will grow further. It's a double anger. So naturally, it flares up. But now, nothing can happen. Well, that is the way. That is the way it has to come. And that is Jivan Mukta. Because he is rooted not on any worldly ego. It is rooted on the totality, on the cosmic totality, on the reality, on the ultimate absolute one. And naturally, there is somebody else who can come. So, na audhatyam, na chakarunyam. There is nothing that he has to show compassion. We think sometimes he shows compassion. And that is because vartate shushka parnavate. Like that leaf which goes and falls over the worm, it automatically happens by his will. You did nothing. You are not even aware that there is a now worm to be protected. Is it not? What happened? There is a great Mahatma on the top of a hill. There were two young boys who were anxious to meet him and put him some spiritual questions. One day they started, but they didn't know exactly where exactly he was. And when they reached the foothills and they were about to climb, they saw a shepherd coming along with a number of sheep, number of lambs. He said, "Don't worry, you come with me. I am going that side, then I will show you where exactly is the cave where that Mahatma lives." And after a few steps, it so happened, one of the small lambs, it hit itself against a rock, and a lot of blood was coming, and naturally the pain was severe. It couldn't walk. The shepherd got angry, and with a whip, he began to whip it. By that time, an old man has also joined that group. He was coming. He suddenly said, "Sir, May I carry that lamb in my hand? Do it. Who prevents you? After all, a shepherd. Okay. He was carrying the lamb. Almost when they were reaching the top, at some place, that Mahatma, that old man, he left that lamb there and he disappeared somewhere. Then after about 10 steps or 15 steps, that shepherd told, I am going by the right path, you go by the left, just to go for some distance, for some 20 minutes, you come across the cave where the Mahatma lives. The two people finally reached the cave and they were surprised to find the same old man was coming with them. He was sitting there. Then they did the prostrations to him and they were discussing all spiritual things for some time. And almost towards the end, before leaving, they asked the question, Sir, may we ask one question? Yes. Did you carry that lamb out of compassion for the lamb, or just to show off, to show, see, look here, how kind I am to these dumb animals? He said, you are talking about whom? Which lamb? I am not aware of anything like that. What are you talking, babbling? He has forgotten already. He knows nothing about it. It was just a speck in that line. He was not at all bothered. He was not even conscious of what he was doing. It was done the totality. And that's what happens. Now, coming back to the topic, I was telling you, what is it that distinguishes the post-liberation period after a moksha, a Jivan Mukta, from a common man? Does he develop two horns? No. The only way is, just as ego distinguishes the other man, just like that here in the post period, he has only actions and no reactions. Now, what is the reaction? Most of the actions which we are all doing is not an action at all, it is all reaction. In this sense, something attractive comes on the way. When I see that, I go near that poster and see how attractive it is. Oh my Lord, oh, it looks so realistic. That lady which has been depicted there is looking at it. So you are going and looking at it, it's not an action. It was a reaction for the vibrations which you got from the poster, from the picture, the poster. Similarly, I get jealous. And so I do some action. I get angry. I got angry. So, for some reason, and when I came out, I saw my pet dog. When it came near me, I gave it 2 slaps. Hey, don't come here. I never used to do it. It was a reaction. It is not an action. I hope you understand the difference now. So, most of the so-called actions or not actions, they are all reactions. Now, that action which you are doing is being a reaction. The reaction stems from ego. So that was the case before you are liberated. So after you are liberated, there will be no reactions at all. There will be only actions. If that is the case, why don't you then train yourself for it? Whenever a normal person, whenever possible, don't react. Whenever I see something, I hear a big music, like a stone statue, you go away. Don't sit there and hear it. I think this is the Bhairavi Raga. How beautiful. No, it's a reaction. So don't react. So do only actions and shun all reactions. Then what will happen? You see, we are dealing with the totality. We are dealing with the total reality, the cosmic, the immense reality, a reality without boundaries, the reality without walls, a reality without any border. And that being the case, everything is part of it. You just hold a small portion of it, and if you try to draw it towards you, the entire total reality will come towards you. You become a Jivan Mukta. So, the best way to annihilate, to eradicate the ego, the body sense, that I am the body sense, is avoid all reactions. That will be the way. And as I said, when you come to the level of avoiding all the reactions, you will not do any action from your side, because the ego is gone. So when the ego is not there, all actions are based on ego, so you will not do. You will be simply sitting. Then what happens? It is that ultimate, the Supreme Lord, He runs you. He runs you. That's all. So at that time, the action is not willed by you. The action does not happen of your volition. The action happens by itself. It is spontaneous. It is natural. It is based on the totality. It is based on the pure life. It is based on the pure life. And so, you don't choose, I will do this action, I will not do this action. No choice is given. Because it is all done at that level. So this becomes a choiceless action. It becomes a choiceless action. It automatically becomes. You only stop your reactions, everything comes by itself. Then only actions remain. And as the ego is not there, you cannot do any action by yourself. You are completely a puppet, then all actions are done at that level. Nitaha samsaravatena, by the cosmic wind, when he runs the entire universe as a part of it, the actions will take place. The actions take place through your body. So as such it looks, the individual is doing. When the dry leaf went and it just sat over the worm, it was not out of its compassion. It is an action which stemmed from the totality. It came spontaneously. It was a natural thing. It was based on the pure life, which is full of compassion, which is full of love. See, in the case of reactions, the entire thing comes from outside. The entire thing comes from outside and goes to the ego. It is the ego which is running it. But in this case, the entire thing is based on the Supreme. So it is a natural and pure life. A life where there is no jealousy, where there is no attachment, where there is no enmity, where there is no hatred. What a pure life. That's all. So you come to it. Thus, stop all reactions. The reactions, when you stop it, then only you are subject to the spontaneous actions. The spontaneous actions stem only from the entire totality. It being part of it, when you just draw it towards you, the entire totality comes. You become part of the totality. You become part of the totality. And it is a beautiful life. A life, it works through individuals. That is why we may call it that there is a unique individuality but there is no individuality. The individual cannot do anything. There is no individual at all. The container is there. There is only one container which goes into all. And there is only one electricity which goes into all. And for us, it looks that this bulb is different from that bulb is different from that bulb. But it is all being inhabited by the same electricity. It is all in continuous contact with each other. And we come to that. And this is the case of that total choiceless reactions. The choiceless action. Choiceless action. Reaction has stopped. Reactions have disappeared. I am no more bothered from outside. My enemy comes. That rascal. You immediately try to grind your teeth in action. Nothing takes place. There is no enemy at all. Where is that individual? Where is that guna? Where is that rajoguna which makes you angry and all that? There is no anger. There is no hatred. There is no enmity. There is no revulsion on seeing him. And it is a pure love which stems from inside. It is all love. From inside it comes and it spread everywhere. That is why wherever the Jivanuta lives, the entire atmosphere is free from hatred. Even the natural enemies like the serpent and its, what is it called?
Frog.
Mongoose.
Frog.
Mongoose. And the mongoose which are natural enemies, they will live together. The cat and the dog will live together. And it comes. That's all. See, in that presence, they say Vairatyaga. It is described in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra. How that natural this thing comes. That's all. They all live in amity and love. Because it's such a love which engulfs you completely, which engulfs all who come in its orbit. That's all. And I would say this all. Today's topic. If there is any doubts, you can ask.
ஒரு டவுட்டும் இல்லை. இത്രயும் காட்டாத இத்தனை வருஷமா உங்கள்கிட்ட கல்யாணம் வந்து காக்குறேன் ஒன்னா மனசிலாச்சு எனக்கு. இது சத்தியமா ஒரு எக்ஸாம் அந்த எனக்கு அண்ணா மனசிலாச்சு. Because you talking like a lecturer, no? I can understand.